In this video, you're going to learn about 10 cars that you should never buy.
Oh my goodness, man, shut the car off.
As everyday drivers, buying a car is an important financial decision. Therefore, it is crucial that you know which cars you should avoid at all costs. Luckily for you, you clicked on this video. I'm Jeff from Modern Muscle, and today you're going to learn about 10 cars that you should never buy. First on the list is the Mercedes-Benz GL. The GL was first launched in 2006. It was meant to compete in the luxury segment, though many observers felt it was late to the party. Some of the most common problems with the Mercedes GL is that shifting starts to get rough only after a few years of use. Another hot problem with the GL is that the car seat warmers can smoke and even catch fire. According to carcomplaints.com, one owner claims that he turned the seat warmer on while driving. In a very short amount of time, there was a strong burning smell and thick smoke. They felt intense heat on their back and realized the source was the seat itself. And within minutes, a cloud of smoke filled the car. Up next, we have the Chevy Traverse. The Traverse made its debut in 2009. Why shouldn't you buy this car, you ask? The Chevy Traverse has been subject to many consumer complaints since the beginning. Common complaints include problems with the climate control as well as suspension. There also have been reports of fires under the hood and malfunctioning windshield monitors. Other nagging problems include seat issues and seatbelt failure. And they also have had problems with the fuel gauge, leaving some drivers stranded in the middle of nowhere with an empty tank when the gauge said that it was actually half full. Up next, we have Range Rover. Unreliability plus expensive parts and labor rates are not a good combination, but that's what you get when you buy a Range Rover. The Range Rover is one of the UK's most iconic vehicles, although some people have a love and hate relationship with it. One thing is for certain, people don't buy this thing because of its reliability. The first generation Range Rover was not designed to be a luxury vehicle. It was a basic SUV with a functional interior design. The new generation model sharply contrasts this. In terms of reliability, there have been numerous complaints over the years. Problems can range from a timing belt pulley failing, requiring an entirely new engine, which can cost you around $6,000, transmissions that seize without warning cost you around $3,000, head gasket failures that can run from a rebuild to a full engine replacement, issues with the brake rotor and pad wear, and the list goes on. Next, we have the Volkswagen Touareg. This German automobile has been in production since 2002. According to carcomplaints.com, the 2007 model has the highest number of problems and complaints, although there are problems reported with the 2012 model as well. The biggest problem with the Volkswagen Touareg is the EPC warning light, which can cost over $5,000 to fix. This is not a cost you want to incur, especially if you're buying the vehicle used. The second and most common reported problem has to do with the fuel pump, which often fails and will set you back around $11,000 for newer models. Up next, we have the Fiat 500. The 500 has been pretty consistently unreliable. The Fiat 500 received a very low average rating in terms of reliability. Car and Driver gave the newest model a 2.5 star rating. Despite the price having dropped to $16,000 in 2017, Auto Express still criticized the basic specs that are available on entry models. According to Auto Insurance, the Fiat depreciates by 40% in 2 years. For the 2017 model, more than 11% of owners complained more than once about problems with the car, with the main issue being the suspension. Up next, we have the BMW X5. The X5 is a mid-sized luxury SUV from BMW that has been in production since 1999. According to BMW, the X5 is more tailored as a sports activity vehicle rather than an SUV. The most common problem reported is the air suspension, which can cost around $3,000 to fix. You are also likely to experience problems with the thermostat, the water pump, front universal joint failure, fuel pump leakage, and airbag ruptures. Valve cover gasket leaks, as well as a loss of power steering due to leaking hoses, are also common. Up next, we have the Hummer H2. Rappers may have loved the H2, but the car is impractical as it's too big for the road, and finding parking is a nightmare. The car is too wide to fit on most two-track trails. The inside is covered in cheap beige gray plastic finishing. It's also slow with a 0 to 60 of 10.7 seconds. Apart from struggling on the road, drivers of this vehicle are fortunate if they'll get 10 miles to the gallon. If you can tolerate tolerate the impracticality and the high fuel consumption, then you'll still have to deal with the scarcity of aftermarket parts for the vehicle. Up next, we have the Nissan Pathfinder. The Pathfinder is a mid-size SUV that has been in production since 1990. Nissan sold over 150,000 Pathfinders between 2013 and 2014. There have been 9 separate recalls of the 2013 model alone, involving serious safety issues like brake problems and airbag failure. The 2014 model made it into at least 10 least reliable car lists, with buyers reporting transmission problems and rattling noises. Other common problems include an erratic fuel gauge and engine noises caused by slack in timing chains. The starter relay is also known to fail, leaving you high and dry because your car won't start. Other recalls include transmission fuel leakage, which can again leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere. According to Consumer Reports, the vehicle also doesn't handle that well either, and the running boards are more of a hindrance than a help. Up next, we have the Chrysler Town & Country. This car received a 1.5 star rating on Consumer Affairs, with countless problems reported, the main one being the transmission. Other problems include blind spot detection failure and a faulty ignition. There was even one reviewer who claimed that he had to call 911 because his Chrysler Town & Country caught fire with flames shooting out from under the passenger door. Last and not least, we have Mini Cooper. According to a study conducted by J.D. Power in 2016, there are 127 problems reported for every 100 new Mini Coopers sold. This is a huge red flag for anybody that wants to buy a Mini Cooper. The most common problems reported with the Mini Cooper include minor and major engine problems, body integrity, and engine cooling failure. There are over 17 known major problems with the Mini Cooper according to Consumer Reports. The car might be inexpensive, but the costs of maintaining it are likely to become unbearable in the long run. You should at least stay away from the first and second year models if you do insist on buying a used Mini Cooper. Well guys, those are the 10 cars that you should never buy. Whoa! Let me know what you guys think of the list. Leave a comment below. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see the channel, subscribe. Until next time.